Okay, the last and final thing we are going to do is a Cartesian graph. Again, I'm going to go to my snipping tool and snip it. Go over here to Word and paste it. Right click Picture, Layout, Behind Text. I'm going to make it much larger. Okay, just like the counting squares we did earlier, this is a 10 by 10 grid. So we are going to insert a table again. And we're going to draw that as a 10 by 10. Again, it looks the same, but that's okay. You can adjust it the way you need it. You can also bring your grid up behind it so you can see exactly how you need it. Right, we're going to extend this right here. Just right there. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do in this is I'm going to draw my X and Y axis because you see it's much darker than the actual axis lines. I'm going to leave this table at the strength that it's at so I can make my X and Y axis lines much heavier. I'm going to go to Insert, Shapes. You can use a straight line, but I just always like using this freeform tool. Excuse me, I don't know why I did that. This is what you can do since it's a table. My apologies. You can make sure you have your table selected, which will give you your table design. You can change your border weight and it will give you this pen. And all you have to do is draw over the top of it. And that will change your X and Y axis lines. Let me move this picture just so you can see what I'm talking about. Also, let me turn off the grid lines so you can see it even better. Or if for some reason you can't manage to find that, you can always draw lines over the top of this table, and that is perfectly fine. So let's move this back. Okay, and now the next thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to draw this plotted line right here. Just again, go to Insert. I'm going to use this freeform shape again, because like I said before, it gives you more room to actually be able to manipulate it. I'm going to change this weight to about a 4. And now you have your line. You remember I've been telling you that copy and paste is your best friend in graphics. Well, I've already drawn these points up here in the form of a point texture on this map. So I'm going to go up there, I'm going to copy and paste it. And use that as my point. I find that a little bit too big for a coordinate point, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. Then I'm going to copy and paste and place these where they go. Also, I find it useful to have like a dump reference file, and I say that as in like when I make points and stuff, I throw them in a file so I can go back and I can just copy them and use those later. Like I have a file that it just has this scale, so I don't have to continually draw it. I can just go, grab it, copy and paste it, and manipulate it to the way I need it to be. It just saves you so much time. Okay, I've gotten all my points copied and placed where they need to be. So the next thing is our labels and our text over here to the side. So again, we are going to insert a text box. No outline, no fill. Move this right here to where it needs to be. I'm going to copy this, click off of it and paste. Place my Y up here. Okay, and now for the numbers on the inside of the grid, you're going to have to create white space for those. And clearly, unless you make this grid the entire page, all these numbers are not going to fit on this grid. So like I said, with the scale up here on this map, you're going to want to choose even or odd. I always like to go even for some reason. Also, we're going to pretend like this is Nemeth and use Nemeth numbers. And in Cartesian graphs with Nemeth numbers, you don't need number indicators. Alright, and your line always lines. Your line always lines up with your number, not your negative sign. Alright, so then I'm going to come out here to the side. Going to choose select objects, come out here, copy, click off, because otherwise it'll give you that horrible little pop-up box. I'm going to come down here. Paste, move the 4. Alright, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side except for without the negative signs. Same thing right here, and also if you find that that line might have, or that white space might have covered up your line a bit, you can just bring that line to the front and it's perfectly fine. Alright, I'm going to make sure that these text boxes are aligned to the top, and also I'm going to copy and paste and put this on my y-axis. That is a fine example of the white space I was talking about running into your line. Okay, first I'm going to align these to the right. Uh-oh. I don't know why that's not lining up right. Okay, but either way, you can click all your points and your line. Make sure you have it all selected. Go to shape, format, and bring it to the front, and now your white space is not covering up your line. Let's delete the picture and see what we got. And that is a Cartesian graph. Alright, I'm going to group it. Group it and move it. Now, a lot of times, for whatever reason, this table will not move with the rest of it, and that's fine because you've grouped all of your other stuff. So now you can select your table and move the table. Make sure you select your table, make sure you have these 4 little arrows, and you can just move it with it. Maybe. Okay, I'm sorry. So all you have to do is select this and it moves the entire thing except for what is on the outside of it. So just remember, just select this and it moves the entire thing because of everything that is sitting on the inside of it. But you'll have to move this separately, the outside. And there you go, you have Cartesian graph.